Yeah, there's a saying, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. In the world, there's a lot of people who, down through the ages, have been really dedicated and determined to achieve a goal, and they've really devoted their lives to it, and they've put everything else aside. They've been single-minded, they've had tunnel vision. People like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1975, he was determined to win the Mr. Olympia for the sixth successive time. And there was a documentary made about his pursuit of that called Pumping Iron. And in it, he says, while he was training and preparing for the Olympic competition in Pretoria, South Africa, he says, if somebody steals my car right now, but I don't care. He says, all I do is get on the phone to my secretary to deal with it. He says, I have no fear of fainting in the gym. I've thrown up many times because I know it's all worth it. And even when his dad died, because he'd moved from Austria to United States, when his dad died in Austria, his mother rang him and said, your dad's died, aren't you going to come home? But he said no. He says, I'm preparing for a competition. He's dead. There's nothing to be done. And he carried on and he won. And ultimately he achieved his goals, which was fame, wealth, success. And he won that Olympia title. And all to achieve a title. And boxers, they go away to train in camp. And recently, the heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, says he went away for 6 months from his family, training in a camp just to win a fight. The tennis player, Rafa Nadal, he trained really hard. He says he'd rather die than give less than 100% out there on the court. And his single-minded determination led him to become the world #1. And at the time I'm recording, the equal most successful tennis player in the modern era, along with Roger Federer, winning the most Grand Slams. And they call him the King of Clay on Roland Garros, the French Open. And these people do these things. They're dedicated to the task just to win a prize. Many artists, musicians, spend hours, days, weeks, months, years to get to the top of their profession, and many chess players study hard to become masters. And that is like what the Apostle Paul says. I'll just get this Bible from here. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, he says something about these people that dedicate themselves to tasks here on earth. In 1 Corinthians 9, we read, he says in verse 25, it says, every athlete exercises self-control in all things. They do it to achieve a perishable crown, but we an imperishable. So for Christians, we can learn a lesson from how dedicated these sports people and all these artists and all the rest of them are to achieve, to become the best at what they do. They've got a single-minded focus. They've got tunnel vision to achieve the top of their flight. And as Christians, we should serve the Lord with 100% commitment, because we read here in that passage that these people do it to receive a perishable crown, one that they can't take with them to the other life, because it's for this life only. And if people do that for these things that are perishable, which won't last, how much more should we who serve the Lord, which is for this world and for beyond? Because Jesus speaks about the day of judgment, and the New Testament epistles tells us that there'll be rewards. Jesus said that there'll be degrees of reward for our faithfulness when we honour the Lord with all those gifts and talents, what he's bestowed with us. We're not supposed to bury them and leave them and let them rot, but whatever the Lord's gifted us with and gave us talents to do, we should do these things, serve him with 100% commitment. There's a saying, it's the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. So if these people do these things just to achieve a selfish goal, we're serving the Lord who loved us and gave himself for us, who delivered our souls from sins, who's given us eternal life and given us a new start when Jesus died for us on Calvary. So if these people are determined and committed, single-minded to their cause, how much more should we, who serve the Lord, the Creator, for this life and beyond, how much more should we serve him? Because many people give all their money, their lives, for causes which we would consider to be false. But we should give our all for Jesus. We should live in such a way to honour him and to serve him that people would ask us questions, and it would give us opportunities to share with them the hope, the reason for the hope that is in us with meekness and fear. So let's be wholehearted, determined, serve the Lord. Let those lights shine before men, that they might see our good works and glorify our Father in heaven. Let's be single-minded. Let us be wholehearted and keep the main thing, and serve the Lord. Thank you.